أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. I would like to welcome you all to the fourth lecture in the reading module. This module that I hope that you find interesting and helpful. Hopefully by the end of this lecture you will have practiced skimming for the main idea and for the topic. If you remember, last week I gave you a task, which is to find the topic and the main idea of paragraph B. So what I would do, now I will go to the previous slides, so the slides of lecture 3, and we will start from paragraph B. So I'll move to the other parts. I will read for you the whole reading selection so that you can know how these words are pronounced. Now this is an important note. If you are reading for understanding, for comprehension, it is not a good idea to read loudly. If you are reading for comprehension, if you are reading for another reason, might be to improve your pronunciation maybe, or fluency, then yes, you can read loudly. But the best way to read is to read silently. That is how you can move your eyes very quickly through the lines, looking for specific information or looking for the general idea. So let's move to the, I will move to the other part of the of this classroom, and we'll be reading for you the paragraph basically. All right? So first of all, if you allow me, let's go here. All right, so this is the paragraph we stopped at. I will read now loudly. If you want, you can read silently. All right? Let's start. Many students who are beginning college, even students who were very successful in high school, find that the classes are suddenly much more challenging than in high school, and that much more studying is required. Educators usually agree on the solution to this problem of too much work. You need to get organized. First, choose wisely the combination of classes you take in any one semester. Balance harder ones with easier ones. Also, limit the number of classes you take. Don't try to take more than a full-time load of credits in the first semester. Second, keep a careful calendar of dates for all exams and when all assignments are due. Professors will hand out a page with these dates on the first day of class. Put them immediately on your master calendar and plan ahead. Third, schedule regular time and find a quiet place in which to study so that you won't have to suddenly cram the day before an important exam. You might pass a test by cramming for it, but you won't remember much afterwards. And this isn't true learning. Fourth, you won't remember much afterward, and this isn't true learning. Fourth, form a study group with students in some of your classes and meet with them once or twice a week. Also, take advantage of the resources on campus, such as tutors or the writing center. Fifth, although this might seem obvious, it's important to go to class. Some students believe they can pass by simply doing the reading and taking exams, but this is not true. Finally, it's essential to include breaks, short ones and longer ones, to balance study time with time for fun. This will keep your mind fresh and clear. All right. Now that we are done with reading this part, which is paragraph B, let's move and try to find the answer. Try to find the answer. The question is, the big question is, what is the paragraph about? Now if I ask you, what is this paragraph about? It's definitely, again, not about the buildings of universities, right? It's not about the facilities in the university. It's not about the educational system. It focuses, if you read it carefully, it focuses on one point only. And that point is college challenges facing students, basically, or the challenges or problems facing students. Obviously, you can use your own words. You don't have to stick to one correct answer. So this is not the only correct answer. You can rephrase it and use your own words. So one of you might say, well, I think that this paragraph is about, well, I think it's about the work that is required from students. I would say, yes, this is correct answer. Students and hard work. Yes, this is a correct answer. Yeah, so, or challenges facing students. That's also a correct answer. All right? If obviously you can either use your own words or just underline one or two sentences that you think convey the meaning or the topic. Now this is the topic. Okay? This is the topic, the challenges or too much work that students have to do. Now, what is the main idea? What is it that the author wants to say about this reading selection? What is the main idea? We go to at the top of the paragraph, we find this sentence here. Educators usually agree on the solution to this problem of too much work. You need to get organized. Now, a student might say, how do we know that this is the correct answer? And this is a great question. All right. Remember that we said that the main idea is the umbrella term, the umbrella phrase or sentence that covers all of the ideas that are presented in the reading selection. In this reading selection, for example, I think that this is the most general sentence. Of course, I read it, once, maybe twice. You can read it for a third time if you want. All right, and then I thought this might be the correct answer. You might ask me, how do you know? I would say, okay, I think that the rest of the sentences, let me use the mouse as a as a pen. The rest of the sentences are about this sentence here. Okay, so all of the paragraphs are about this sentence here. Educators usually agree on the solution, blah, blah, blah. You need to get organized. Let me show you an example. This sentence here, first. So this is the first step in order to get organized. Choose wisely the combination of classes. So that's the first step. All right, and this is a continuation. And then this is the second sentence, which also supports this sentence. Limit the number of classes. This is supporting details. This is supporting detail. This is supporting the main idea, which is this one here. So, limit the number of classes you take. Second, keep a careful calendar of dates. This is another sentence also supporting the main idea. It's still giving us details. The writer did not talk about something else, so he or she is still writing about this sentence, how to get organized. Keep careful calendar of dates, blah, blah, blah. Third, you see, third, schedule regular time and find a quiet place, blah, 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 or schedule. It's up to you. You can pronounce it the way you like, either schedule or schedule. So third, schedule regular time and find a quiet place in which you study. This is another way of getting organized. All right. Fourth, you see, so still the writer is giving us details. So fourth, this is fourth. Form a study group with students in some of your classes and meet with them, blah, blah, blah. All right. So this is another sentence supporting the main idea. Also, take advantage of the resources on campus. Fifth, and then the same, of course, applies here. And then finally, include breaks. So now we see all the sentences here give details about this sentence here, which is, now unfortunately it's really hard to write with this mouse, so, but this is the, I would say this is the main idea. Okay, MI, main idea, let's say. So this is the main idea. Educators usually agree on the solution to this problem of too much work. You need to get organized. All right, now let's move to paragraph C. Paragraph C here. If you want, as I said, you can read it silently. First, of course, read it silently. And then if you want to know how some words are pronounced, you can either check them yourself or you can listen to me reading this reading selection. Okay. Money is a problem for many college students. Every year, students drop out because they simply cannot afford to continue. Tuition costs are rising fast at many colleges, and these fees for classes are not the only expense that students have. There are also costs for housing, if the student lives away from home, books, food, transportation, clothes, and entertainment. The solution to the challenge of paying for a college education has several components. It begins in the year before starting college. If possible, students need to choose a college that's more affordable, even if it isn't their first choice. Then, they should explore the possibilities at the financial aid office. Are there scholarships? Are there student loans with a low rate of interest? Students might need to get a job on campus or off, and take fewer classes, even if it means graduating later than they would like. This is often preferable to having huge debt after graduation. One last component to dealing with the challenge of money is to avoid credit cards. They are too easy to use, and they get too many students into troublesome debts. All right, now the question is, what is the topic and the main idea of this reading selection? All right, hopefully now you have answered. First of all, I'd like you to find the answer. What is the topic? What is it about? What is this reading selection about? Is it about university or college and student associations? Definitely not. Is it about choosing classes? So the whole reading selection, is it about choosing fewer classes only, which is this part here? I'm going to use a pen. Is it about this? Well, you might say, I don't think so, because these sentences here are not about take fewer classes. This is supporting detail. This is not the topic of the reading selection. All right, then what is it that this reading selection is about? It's about students' financial problems. Students' financial problems. As I said, well, you can use your own words if you wish. You can use your own words. So you can say financial problems with students, for example, the rising tuition fees, students and money. That's also one way to go around it. So you can use your own words if you wish. Why is the topic? How do we know that this is the topic? Well, because all of the sentences here are about students and financial problems they face. This is how we know that this is about students and money issues. The next question is, what is it that the author wants to say about this topic? What is it that the author wants to say? What is the most general sentence in this paragraph? What is the umbrella sentence? What is the sentence that the rest of the sentences give support to. Hopefully now you have got the answer. I'm going to show you the correct answer to me, which is this sentence here. The solution to the challenge of paying for a college education has several components. To me, this is kind of a general, let's say, sentence. Of course, there might be another sentence which more or less conveys the same idea. Now, how do we know that this is the correct answer? Let's examine the other sentences. Let's examine them. If the rest of the sentences are about this, if the other sentences are about this sentence, then we know that our answer is correct. Okay. First of all, we have a sentence here which says it begins in the year before starting college. Then the author gives us advice, and it ends here. This sentence here gives support to the main idea. So that's one sentence. Then the second component, so the main idea here, it has several components. Number one, we are done. Then number two, they should explore the possibilities at the financial office. That's number two. This is a continuation. All right. Then students might need to get a job on campus or off campus. That is another component, another solution. And take fewer classes. As I said, this gives support. This is a supporting sentence. It's not the main sentence. All right. And then one last component to dealing with the challenge of money is to avoid credit cards. And then this sentence tells us why we shouldn't take credit cards. So as you can see, all of these sentences are about this sentence. Even these sentences. These seem to be introductory. They introduce the main idea, which is presented here in the middle. Hopefully now it's clear how to identify the main idea, which is here, and supporting details. All right, now let's move to the next paragraph. I'm going to move to the other side to read it for you from the screen. A problem for many college students is depression, usually as a result of either loneliness or the pressure of their studies. The healthiest way to deal with depression is to connect with other people on a regular basis. These can be roommates, classmates, professors, and academic advisors. It's important, too, to stay in touch with family and old friends. However, serious depression probably requires the attention of a professional counselor. Most campuses have free counseling services. All right. Now, what is the topic and the main idea of this reading selection? Is it, again, does it have something to do with money issues? No. Yes, is it about Students, yes, definitely about students. Students and money, no. Students and buildings, no. It's about students and depression. Students and depression. If you examine this reading selection carefully, this is about depression. Depression, the healthiest way to deal with depression, whatever, serious depression. As you can see, in every sentence there is a reference to depression and students. So this is how we know that this topic is about, this paragraph is about students and depression. All right. Now, what is the main idea? What is the most general sentence here? It's this one here. The healthiest way to deal with depression is to connect with other people on a regular basis. How do we know that this is the correct answer? Well, let's examine the other sentences. So, for example, here, this sentence here gives support. All right, let me try to write an S here. All right, it's not easy to write with a mouse, but I'm just doing my best. All right, this is supporting details. This is a supporting sentence. It's important, too, to stay in touch with old family and friends. Also, serious depression probably requires the attention of a professional counselor. All right, and then most campuses have free counseling services. So these sentences are about the healthiest way to deal with depression, and that is to connect with people. Here we have some examples. So who shall I meet? Roommates, classmates, professors, and academic advisors. If it's serious, then a professional counselor is needed. Hopefully now it's clear. We have one general sentence and then supporting sentences. Paragraph E. Let's read it. Problems with studies, money, and depression can make college the worst of times. However, college is also where most students learn about themselves and learn about the world. This is where they make friends for life. With careful organization, planning, and attention to relationships with others, students can achieve a balance that can make college the best of times too. Okay, now what is the topic and the main idea of this reading selection or this paragraph? The topic is college life. As you can see, it's general, so college life. What is it that the author wants to say about college life? If you remember, we have done this previously in the, I think, first or second lecture. The most general sentence here is that college is also where most students learn about themselves and learn about the world. And the sentences that come after it just give it support. So this here refers to this period. This is where they make friends for life. This is supporting detail. With careful organization, planning, and attention to relationships with others, students can achieve a balance that can make college the best of times too. This is another support. So this is how we know that this one here is the main idea. These sentences give support to the main idea here. All right. Now, you might have noticed that throughout the entire reading selection, there are pronouns. And we have taken previously pronoun reference, and we did some practice with that. we did some practice with easy sentences, or let's say basic sentences. Now, let's have a look at some other pronoun reference in the reading selection that we have read together. First of all, paragraph B. We've read this together, of course. In the middle here, I think that's line 16, 17, 18. Line 18 here, we have the pronoun them. What does it refer back to? Okay, so this is what we do. We read the sentence. If we find an antecedent, this is where the sentence starts. All right? So this is where the sentence starts. We read it. If we find the correct antecedent, then yes, we say this is it. If we don't find it, we go to the previous sentence. Now, them here, let's read from the beginning. Professors will hand out a page with these dates on the first day of class. Put them immediately on your calendar. All right, so them can refer back to, or these are the options. Number one, professors will hand out a page with these dates. That's number two. On the first day of class. These are the only plural, let's say, nouns here that we have. So them, because it's plural, it has to refer back to either dates or professors. Okay, now let's continue. Put them immediately on your calendar. So what do we put on a calendar? Professors or dates? Obviously, the correct answer is dates. So I'll highlight that. All right, so the correct answer is dates here. This is the correct answer. Now let's read this selection here. In line number 21, we have it. What does it refer back to? You might, this is where the start, this is the start or the beginning of the sentence. This is where we start reading. You might pass a test by cramming for it. All right, it is singular, of course. It here is singular. And here we have you. You is singular. Test is another noun. Remember, the pronouns can refer to nouns or noun phrases. Okay, so here are the only nouns and pronouns we have. So you, which doesn't work basically for many reasons. So the only antecedent that is possible here is a test. So cramming for it, cramming for a test, preparing for a test. So the correct answer is test. All right. Next, them here. Them. Let's read from the beginning. Fourth, this is where we start. Fourth, form a study group with students in some of your classes and meet with them once or twice a week. What are the possible antecedents here? Form a study group Now this is plural, of course. Them is plural, so it only refers to plurals. Okay, so here we have students and we have classes. Both of them are plural, but let's use logic. The sentence says, and meet with them once a week. Can we meet with students? Yes, we can. Can we meet with classes? Well, in this context, it doesn't work. So, the correct answer is students. This is the correct answer. All right, so them refers to students. This is the correct answer. Next, it's this in line 25. Let's read the sentence. Although this might seem obvious, it's important to go to class. It's important to go to class. Now, here, even if we read the sentence before, take advantage of the resources on campus, such as tutors or the writing center. It doesn't work. It doesn't refer back to that. So let's continue reading. It's important to go to class. So this is obvious. So this is obvious. It is important to go to class. So this is the reference. So this pronoun, this, refers to going to class. Going to class, or the importance of going to class. Next, it's it here in line 35. Sorry, it's 36, I believe. Yes, 36. So this is line 35. This would be 36, 37, 38, 39, and then 40. This is how it works. All right. It begins in the year before starting college. What does it refer back to? Let's read the sentence before. The solution to the challenge of paying for college education has several components. So here, several components, that's plural, so it doesn't work. All right, so the only possible antecedent here is the solution. Why? So the solution, if we replace this antecedent with the, if we replace the pronoun with the antecedent, it works. So the solution begins in the year before starting college. That makes sense. So yes, this is the antecedent. The solution, this is the correct answer. Next, they. Let's read the sentence before, which starts from here. If possible, students need to choose a college that's more affordable, even if it isn't their first choice. Then they should explore the possibilities, blah, blah, blah. So they refers back to plural, because they is a plural, right? So students, this is one option, need to choose a college that's more affordable, even if it's not their first choice. Well, it seems that this is obvious. The only option here is students. Plural, plural. Okay? Next, the last line here, they. And in this line here, so 41, 42, 43, they. First of all, they is a plural, right? Pronoun reference. Pronoun, this is a plural pronoun, and we are doing pronoun reference, so we read the sentence before. One, let's read the sentence before from here. One, One last component to dealing with the challenge of money is to avoid credit cards. So this is plural here, cards or credit cards. Yes, we don't have any other plural. And then they are too easy to use. So let's replace the antecedent with the pronoun, or the pronoun with the antecedent. So let's replace they and use credit cards. And read. Credit cards are easy to use, and credit cards get too many students into troublesome debt. Does that make sense? Yes. So this is the correct answer. This is the correct answer. All right, so the correct answer is credit cards. Credit cards. Right, then we have these. Let's read this sentence before, which starts with, the healthiest way to deal with depression is to connect with other people on a regular basis. So these plural, people, plural. Let's read. Let's say that these people or those people can be roommates, classmates, professors, and academic advisors. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. It works. All right? If it was, for example, if, only if, this sentence contained another plural, say companies, for example. We ask ourselves, can we replace these with companies? Let's replace it and try. Companies can be roommates, classmates, professors, and academic advisors. That does not work. But when we try people, people can be roommates, classmates, professors. Yes, that does. That does make sense. So the correct answer here, people. Right. Now, hopefully, by the end of this lecture, you have learned some new vocabulary items, either by practicing the exercises that that I have viewed at the beginning of this lecture or the lecture before. If not, let's check now. We have this exercise here, recognizing word meanings. These words, this list here, contains vocabulary items that I showed you in lecture 3. Right? Now I want you to connect each with the definition. All right? Now take your time. You can pause the video if you want. Just click pause. Try to answer try to answer this exercise. Once you're done, I'm going to show you the correct answers straight away. This shouldn't take time. The correct answer for number 2, number 1 is already done for us. So global, it's worldwide. Number 2, achieve, it's J. J is here. Get or reach something by working hard. So aim high, achieve high. Next, it's reflect, and it means H. Think about. All right, so think about. All right, effort. Effort. The correct answer is A, work or energy. Work or energy. Of course, the meanings of words differ depending on the context. So refer back to the context in which this word was used. All right, drawback is K, which is disadvantage. If you remember from the context, as I said, it said, I remember from the reading selection, there are drawbacks or disadvantages. So this is how we know the word drawback means disadvantages. Number 6, status. The answer is L, social position. Then D, discipline. D is self-control, discipline. So students need discipline to give up sports before the exams. So to basically, they need self-control to give up sports before the exams. Curriculum, it's C, courses and topics that students study. This is called curriculum. So you are accepted to the English department, for example. You have so many courses. These courses combined are called curriculum. Ranking is B, list of people or things in order. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Universities, we have university ranks. So university number 1, university number 2. If you have a list of people as well, person number 1, person number 2, this is called rank or a ranking system. Then entire, the correct answer is F, whole. It's here. So F, whole or entire. Then number 11, identical. It's I, the same, or exactly the same. If you remember from the, we did mention that in lecture number 2. All right, then determine, it's G, decide on. If you have too many options, you have to decide on one of them or determine which one suits you. So determine basically means decide on. Hopefully you got your answers correctly. I'd like to invite you all to send your questions or wait for the live session. I will be there answering all your questions. Thank you very much for your attention and for doing the exercises with me. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much and goodbye.